This is it. It's a setup. It's a fucking set. I called it 6 minutes after it happened. I called it. It's a fucking setup. Listen to this dude. He's gonna interview a dude.
Zooming in, top of.
I think they hit him because the guy is.
And then we have. I actually haven't seen this one yet. This guy says he saw someone bear crawling on a roof with a rifle minutes before shooting started, claims he tried to alert security. This BBC interview with a guy outside the security perimeter who claims he saw the shooter.
Security watches crowds like crazy. If someone started waving and pointing, it would get someone's attention because the Secret Service was sitting there watching the crowd. If someone were pointing and screaming, there would be attention.
We had a party here all day, too. You can see behind us at the Burgos Farm and Greenhouse here. We had a party. And we all decided, hey, you know, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees out there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here, I have no idea, you know. But we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling out the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof. And he had a gun, right? He had a rifle. You can clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, oh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling.
Oh, so the security didn't know. So the fucking cops didn't respond to, hey, there's a dude with a gun right there.
I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is
3 minutes.
from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof.
You know how long 3 minutes is?
And next thing you know, 5 shots rang out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You were up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time we were standing by that tree.
Did they see
binoculars?
Did they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way that the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, obviously...
Oh, it's not a big place. There's only a couple of high spots.
Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh, yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't...
He was saying Secret Service blew the head off of the guy who shot at Trump. That's what he's saying. I thought for a second he was talking about Trump's head got blown off.
So you couldn't, it's security at a presidential rally, and you get the cops' attention like, there's a gunman, and you can't get their attention? They don't check on that? Bullshit, they wouldn't check on that. They'd freak the fuck out. As soon as someone starts screaming gun, gun, they'd freak the fuck out. This is a fucking setup. The dude probably was giving up his life because whatever, like he was gonna die anyway, but they had his family, had cancer, had dirt on him, and we're gonna torture him, gonna torture his kid, who knows, but they just like, go out there, point your gun at the thing, make some shots, and then the second shooter, we already know there was a close second shooter. This is the distant one. There's close second shooter. The close second shooter made sure he winged him. Like, made an accurate, because they just wanted to wound Trump. They didn't want to kill him.
Everything this guy
But
was saying is right, then actually what I was saying before about how Secret Service did a good job jumping right at Trump as soon as, you heard the shots and he grabbed his ear. I mean, they were up there within 10 or 15 seconds. If what this guy's saying is right, then actually no credit to Secret Service, no credit to the police guarding this event, because it seems like he was trying to point homie out for a hot minute, and they weren't doing anything. They weren't.
that's not how top-notch security is. One time, I was in the psych ward, and the Secret Service came to see me because I said I'll fucking kill you online. To guess who? To the stalkers, Richard Crown-Megan's all pedophile that I've been dealing with every day for months on a restraining order. Fucking no question. I'm talking to Richard Crown-Megan's all pedophile, leader of the Troll Brigade Mafia, my stalker. But because he was using a Trump alias, he had a bunch of those. The Secret Service came to see me in the psych ward. And you're telling me that they could not raise help, they could not get security. There's a gunman up there.
And then finally, this is my first time watching this one too.
So they were slacking? The only two possible options are the Secret Service was lazy and inattentive, or it was a setup and they knew he was up there and he had a job to do. But then after, maybe he thought, maybe he was told that he would be allowed to get away, but then after he did his job, they blew his head off. So, but those are the facts. They couldn't point him out, and then they blew his head off.
Between the benches, he had a headshot here. There was lots of blood, and he had brain matter.
And the sniper rifle like grazed him and hit the dude behind him, killed someone.
So I got people there really helpful. I got then I did CPR, did chest compressions as well as a brief one. One person. I was the only one who did it.
Jesus Christ, bro. Jesus Christ. All this is so crazy. This is so crazy. Can we just have like some normal ass shit happen?
So either the Secret Service was slacking like crazy and a crowd couldn't point out a gunman at a Trump rally, or it was a setup and supposed to unfold that way. Winged his ear? And there was like 7 shots. He missed all of them?
This is the most obvious thing in the world. But Occam's razor is, obviously this is somebody who is super anti-Trump. And I already see speculation.
I'm super anti-Trump. And I'm a really good shot. You should have used me. Really, I am.
By any like legitimate outlets. So I wouldn't give that name because it's too speculatory.
Shit's a setup. I already saw the picture of him pumping his fist. It's a setup. It's publicity. It's got to be.
Again,
it's got to be.
In the fog of the moment, it's very difficult to get all the information you can. I'm sure.
You heard the dude. They couldn't get security to investigate a report of a gunman on a roof at a presidential rally. What? The only other option is the Secret Service was slacking like a motherfucker. Only possible. Is that your...
I'll keep my eye on that.
That's what you're saying. Like, oh, they just were fucking being lazy about security. I don't think they were. But even if they were, that's also an egregious statement.
I'm not 100% sure.
And I already heard a lady interviewed that said there was 2 shooters. I'm going to see if I can find that real quick.
As I continue to talk, you can see the event happening. If it works. There we go. Okay. I'll go back to the beginning.
You see something that said,
so,
take a look at what happened. Oh.
There it is again. Okay. So my predictions, look, right off the bat, this is like this is a rock solid prediction right here. There will be conspiracies galore, bro. I'm
scanning through another video.
78 conspiracies before freaking Monday.
There's that one same guy.
Before Monday.
Oh, that's it right there.
No doubt about that.
Yeah,
The
this is a setup.
conspiracies are going to ramp up colossally.
This
it's going to be. I'm sure it's going to be like, you know, Joe Biden did it. Somebody tweeted like, "Oh, I see Joe Biden took that Supreme Court ruling on immunity to heart." So I'm sure people are going to blame Biden. I'm sure the deep state is going to be blamed.
And who does that? If someone was shooting, he'd be running.
I'm sure there's going to be.
He knew it was going to happen, and he was planning for it.
100% guaranteed. In fact, I'm already starting to see some.
He'd be running, motherfucker.
The other thing is, I think that this is going to lead to mainstream media going way, way easier on Trump. I think it's going to lead to mainstream media honestly thinking like, damn, maybe we contributed to this because we're so hard on him.
I'm looking for the lady interviewed.
Maybe we shouldn't go as hard on him because we don't want people to misinterpret our rhetoric and think we want people to do violence against him. So there's definitely going to be conspiracies. Mainstream media is going to go, I think, easier on Trump now. And then here's another prediction for you. I think he's going to shoot up in the polls big time, right? I mean, again, it seems like a slimy thing to do to have the conversation at this moment about electoral politics, but we already know he's fine. They grazed his ear. He's okay. He says he's fine, right? But I can't help but bring that point up. He's going to shoot up in the polls massively.
That's a different dude, man.
Like,
it's a different dude.
Give a speech about this. What the hell is he going to say about it, right? Or is he just going to release a statement? How is Biden's cognitive abilities going to be when he comes out and gives a speech about it or makes some comment about it? But I can't see. I mean, look, bro, I'm going to show you this one more time. You're telling me in alleged attempted assassination, and this picture comes out of it, this picture, and you think he's not going to shoot up in the polls, bro? You think he's not going to shoot up in the polls? Again, it's weird having that conversation on the day that this fucking shit happens. I understand that. It feels kind of gross. It feels kind of slimy. But you think he's not going up in the polls?
Look at this picture. Stream.
Look at this picture, homie. Look at this picture. So there are my predictions. There's going to be conspiracies galore. And by the way, just for the record, I'm not saying that what actually happened here wasn't a conspiracy, right? It's possible what ended up happening here was a conspiracy, and we'll know in time just how deep was the conspiracy. That's very possible. But it's also possible Occam's razor is correct and the most straightforward interpretation is correct, and it's possible it was some lone asshole who's just massively anti-Trump and this is what he did. Like, there's all different possibilities on the table right now, just to be clear. But even if the conspiracy is true, there's going to be like 843 of them that are not true. And that's my prediction. A lot of conspiracies. I think mainstream media is going to go way easier on Trump now, and I think Trump is going to shoot up in the polls massively. But yet again, man, another freaking absolutely historic day. I just want everybody to fucking chill, bro. Why can't we live in a normal country, dog? Oh my God. Jesus Christ. This is insane. This is insane. We witness history so goddamn often. I've had enough. Can we press pause on this bitch? Better yet, try the reset button. Have you tried the reset button? Have you tried to blow in the cartridge like it's a fucking Super Nintendo game? Where can we do something to try to get on a more reasonable timeline? Because this shit, I can't deal with this shit anymore, bro. I'm out having a good day with the family. The little man had a golf event. You know, we were watching that. Crystal was at the pool, right? And then, you know, she comes out.
Where was it?
I'm like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? All right, I've been babbling for too long. There you guys have it. I mean, what else is there to say, man? I'll try to keep you updated as much as possible. I'll try to do as many videos as I can, because obviously I got my eyes on all this, just like all you guys do. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe.
This is it.
Big time in the algorithm.
It's really hard to process it. You know, I guess if you have it on your camera to see the exact minute, you can tell. But when he got up, he did not look bad at all. He didn't. He looked very strong. So then I saw that little bit when I saw that blood. I thought, oh, he must have just hurt himself, hopefully. But it does appear that he was probably nicked by that bullet. Then Aaron turned his head just in the nick of time, but just...
And Aaron, you were so near to all of this yourself. You were right there. How did you personally feel about your own safety? Were you scared? What was that experience?
I was totally not scared for my own... None of us in that front row went down to the ground. Not a one. We wanted to only help the president. That's all we wanted to do. Either we could protect him, we could stand around him. I didn't see one person in the row hit the ground. Not one. I was shocking. No one was concerned about us. We were only concerned about him.
Now, you're somewhere safe. You're out of there as you're starting to process this. I know we'll all be processing this over the coming days and weeks. How are you feeling now in this moment?
Well, what I've heard coming out here is now they feel that there was two shooters on both sides. So they got the one on the tower.
There it is.
On this side, but the one on the right side they never got.
There it is.
So that's why they wanted us to leave immediately, because they thought there's still a shooter out there somewhere. So there could be in these woods around Butler.
So, Aaron, you know,
he wasn't hit because we couldn't. It happened so fast. You know, it's really hard to process it. You know, I guess if you have it on your camera to see the exact minute, you can tell. But when he got up, he did not look bad at all. He didn't. He looked very strong. So then I saw that little bit when I saw that blood. I thought, oh, he must have just hurt himself, hopefully. But it does appear that he was probably nicked by that bullet. Then Aaron turned his head just in the nick of time, but just...
And Aaron, you were so near to all of this yourself. You were right there. How did you personally feel about your own safety? Were you scared? What was that experience?
I was totally not scared for my own. None of us in that front row went down to the ground. Not a one. We wanted to only help the president. That's all we wanted to do. Either we could protect him, we could stand around him. I didn't see one person in the row hit the ground. Not one. I was shocking. No one was concerned about us. We were only concerned about him.
Now, you're somewhere safe. You're out of there as you're starting to process this. I know
Boy, I
we'll
didn't do a good job of backing up the one quote. But
how are you feeling now in this moment?
Well, what I've heard coming out here is now they feel that there was two shooters on both sides. So they got the one on the tower on this side, but the one on the right side they never got. So that's why they wanted us to leave immediately, because they thought there's still a shooter out there somewhere. So there could be in these woods around Butler.
Aaron, you know, I've covered many Trump rallies. I don't know how many you've been to.
My six, just as yours. I was here. I was a fourth.
Maybe the second shooter shot Trump with a pellet gun.
So I worked all day.
Something that's not going to kill him, but leave a little nick.
Law enforcement. That's the second. We just have no idea. Okay?
A pellet gun. If you were careful with the pressure of the BB gun, you can make sure it ain't going to go through bone, but might fucking make a nick.
What were you coming in with today, and what are you leaving?
I just have no idea.
You know, I've covered many Trump rallies. I don't know how many you've been to.
My six, just as yours. I was here. I was the fourth car in the parking lot this morning. Here is now they feel that there was two shooters on both sides. So they got the one on the tower on this side, but the one on the right side they never got. So that's why they were
Discussing this over the coming.
now they feel that there was two shooters on both sides. So they got the one on the tower on this side, but the one on the right side they never got. So that's why they wanted us to leave immediately, because they thought there's still a shooter out there somewhere. So there could be in these woods around Butler.
Aaron, you know, I've covered many Trump rallies.
Two shooters, huh? And one got away and one got his head blown off. There was another quote I heard from someone somewhere that said, one was close and one was far. One was close by and one was far away. And described two shooters. Accident, sure.